What's up, guys? I wanted to tell you real quick about the time that I met pro vert skater and X Games medalist Marcelo Bastos at a little skate park in West Richland, Washington. Hope you guys enjoy. So I was visiting Richland, Washington, where my wife's family is from, and took my nephew to the skate park. We were just hanging out. I'm just getting used to the one wheel at the skate park. And this is a park in West Richland. It's honestly it's a great park. There's just a lot of features to it. And this guy was like messing around on a BMX bike. And all of a sudden he asked me, he's like, "Hey, is that kind of sketchy to ride in the skate park?" And I was like, I mean, you kind of get used to it, whatever. And I was like, "Have you ever tried one?" He's like, "Yeah, I tried one like 10 years ago." And I was like, "Oh, like, that was a long time ago." And he's like, "Yeah, it was before they even came out to the market." And I was like, "Well, where was that?" And he's like, "Oh, I was at the X Games." And I was like, "What were you at the X Games for?" He's like, "Oh, I'm a pro skater. I skate vert." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And I was like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Well, my name's Marcelo Bastos." And turns out he's medaled at the X Games for skating vert. And he was super chill, super humble, just really nice guy. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, we made some connections." I was like, "Oh, yeah, do you know Clay Kreiner?" I'm like, "Of course he knows Clay Kreiner. He skates vert." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I went to the same high school as Clay Kreiner. Like, I don't know Clay, but, like, everybody at my school knew who he was because he was freaking 13 or something like that and going to the X Games." But Marcelo was super sick, so we talked about him. He ended up trying my one wheel and everything. Turns out he is Brazilian, and I served a mission for my church in Brazil. And so we talked about that and everything, and what it was like growing up in Brazil. But such a cool guy. I ended up looking up some of his stuff and didn't realize like how good of a skater he was. He's incredible. But yeah. Yeah, if you haven't guessed all the skating videos here of him, there's no shortage of footage for him on the web. Obviously, medaling in the X Games is no joke. He ended up trying my one wheel and knew exactly how to do it like right away. He's obviously super talented. He was just messing around on the bike, obviously, and super good at that too. Wish I got a selfie.